Hi everybody, it's Dale and I'm back with more Kanzashi flowers. And these are silk for the most part, except for this one. I spent all day yesterday and today dyeing silk. And this is the result. I used first Tim Holtz Distressed Inks, the re-inkers, and that gave me this one. Then I used the Adirondack sprays, and that's how I got all the colors except this one. I got this pretty blue, this yellow orange, this red, this deep red was the cranberry, this was the lettuce, this was lettuce, and this was a combination of butterscotch and I guess just butterscotch. And most of these I used centers that were Webster's sparklers. Here are some that I have left, and I also used some Recollections centers that I bought at Michael's. And I wanted to show you some other tricks that I learned in the course of making these, and so I'll start with the dyeing. This one I dyed in stripes. The inside stripe was this darker orange, which was the terracotta, and then butterscotch was on the outside, and I'll show you pictures of that. This is silk that I've been dyeing with Adirondack Color Wash. This is Bottle. This is a combination of the green and butterscotch. And this one is terracotta and butterscotch. What I did was make a stripe down the center with a darker color, since that's where the petal point is going to be. And then I did the outside edges with butterscotch, the lighter color, and then spritzed them really well with water so they blended together, kind of like that. And this one is Bottle and Stream, and I think I'm going to like that too. I did the darker color Stream in the middle, and then Bottle on the outside. This one was lettuce, and so forth. I cut the squares first and then dyed them, because that way I kept the major part of my material white, and I can make more colors. So here's one that I started. And this has 5 of the petals completed, and this is a bottle dye. And I'm going to show you the other one. This is silk, and I dyed it, and the directions on the video that I watched said that for silk you needed to iron the squares in half. And so I went out and I got this adorable little iron. It's made by Dirtz, D-R-I-T-Z, and I just love it. It's so cute. I got it at Joann's and with a 50% off coupon. Anyway, I pressed the squares in half and then in half again. And then when you set them into the template, the template looks like this. One side has lots of holes, and the other side just has a few holes around the edge. This is the front side, and this is the back side. So when you place this in, the fold goes down, and the second fold is up. So that this is how you place the material into the template. and then you snap it closed and you cut this out. So I'll show you that in just a second. Okay, here's the template ready to go. And on the template, you probably can't, I don't know if I can show you this. You begin right here. It says start and it has number 1. So the needle, which is still, and the thread. Oh, by the way, I use hand quilting thread because it's very, very strong. The needle goes down in number 1 and then comes back up in number 2. And in the back, the thread sits in this slot. So you want to make sure that that's in there. It goes down in 3. And up in 4. And again, in that slot. Down in 5. Up in 6. And see, it's the thread slides into that slot. Down in 7. Up in 8. Down in 9. Now 10, the slot from 9 to 10 is slightly curved, and so you have to kind of put your finger in there and make that thread go into that curve. Down in 11, and then up in 12. And again, you have to make sure that thread stays in that curved part. And that's all the sewing you do. Then you open this up and you take gently out your square, and it folds in half like this, and you hold this piece and then you pull the string, and all those folds come together, and you have to make sure it's on the right side. So we turn this around, and then there's petal number 6. Now the directions tell you to, on the video, she takes stitches all around again. That was too hard for me, so this is what I did. I took the needle off and I pulled on the knot, because it was a rather big knot, until I got a piece about 2 or 3 inches long, and then I knotted these 2 threads together. So I'll do that. When you're knotting this, you don't want to pull the threads too tight, because if you do that, your petals will be sticking up in all directions and it will be hard to get them neat. Don't worry about how neat they look right now. I usually tie the knot 3 times. Okay, and then you can arrange the petals. You can pull this around and you see how very pretty that looks. And let's see, let's use one of these. I'll put that right there. And there's your flower. Now on these, I used one of my Nestabilities, this second circle, and I cut a piece of felt which I glued on the back, and they recommended Aleene's super sticky glue. It's called super thick tacky glue, and it really works very well. So I bought this from Joggles too. I got the silk from Joggles and this tacky glue and the templates. This is the template. This is the flower that they call the rounded petal flower. I'm not too fond of it. I've only made one, and maybe I'm just not very good at making them, but it's not as pretty as these, I don't think. The other one is this one, and you can use, oh, by the way, you can use both of these on either side. This is kind of like a daisy on the wrong side, or the other side. You can choose whichever side you want. This one has like little petals, like, I don't know. You could use that as the flower too. But whatever. These are the silk flowers, and I love them all. Thanks.